Lightning for sure.
The snow began falling and intensifying in the Chicago area as early as 8 p.m. Sunday, and picked up through the night with thunderclaps. Accumulations piled up in Cook County and around the lake into northwest Indiana. A mesolo, a small low-pressure system, moved through the area in the early morning hours, spreading the misery more widely.
Chicago, Illinois, Clark and Fullerton, Lincoln Park. We got lake effect snow on November the 10th. A lot of people are off today because of Veterans Day tomorrow. See, there's the alley there. There, we'll go up to Clark and Fullerton here. I'll show you what the snow looks like. Here, Lincoln Park. Welcome to Lincoln Park here, November the 10th, 2025. Veterans Day is tomorrow.
Overnight snow dropped several inches of accumulation in Chicago and north into Lake County, Illinois. The worst conditions were seen south of Chicago and in northwest Indiana, with double-digit snow totals and winds gusting up to 80 kilometers per hour. Some parts of northwest Indiana saw more than a foot of snow. A semi was struck by a train in Gary, Indiana. After it became struck on the tracks during Monday morning snowstorm. Gary police said they were called to the intersection of Ridge Road and Richard Gordon Hatcher Boulevard around 8 a.m. Monday. City officials said a Norfolk and Southern freight train struck a semi that had been driving on south on Richard Gordon Hatcher Boulevard. Police said the semi became stuck on the tracks due to the weather conditions Monday morning.
Total standstill, wide out, many accidents.
Unseasonably early winter storm socked northwest Indiana with lake-effect snow Sunday night into Monday morning, dumping double-digital snow totals in some areas. Police said the driver was able to get out of his truck before impact. The train pushed the semi and its trailer into a building on the southeast side of the intersection. Gary fire officials said the driver was taken to Methodist Hospital Northlake campus in Gary for non-life-threatening injuries.
Current look at I-90 in Chicago, Illinois. Right back into the lake effect snow band.
The intersection was closed for several hours while crews from the railroad inspected the train and the tracks for damage. The National Weather Service reported a foot of accumulation in Momence, Illinois, and 13 inches in the unincorporated LaPorte County, Indiana community of Heston. While the snow stopped in the wee hours in some areas, at least a couple more inches were expected to fall throughout the morning hours.
This is some of the most insane snowflakes I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. It's like golf balls.
At 9 a.m., snow was falling again in downtown Chicago. Even when the snow wasn't falling, the wind whipped up and blew snow around as motorists made their way up DuSable Lakeshore Drive downtown. The lake-effect snow will become more localized mid-morning through the afternoon as the snow band is expected to pivot around the lake from west to east. With the snow breaking up, totals were expected to fall short of what was expected earlier.
I had more layers on this morning, that's why I was able to stay out in the cold so long. Here's the dogs playing in the snow. Yeah, dogs are shaking. Here's the path here. We'll head past the pretty bench here. Look at the lake effect snow. November the 10th, 2025 here, Chicago, Illinois.
Lake County, Illinois, was expected to be hit the hardest after daybreak. While skies were blue in much of the area by 7:30 a.m.,
Public Affairs Liaison riding shotgun with Dan Moy. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, guys.
All right. We're eastbound on Broadway. There's the Mortgage Inn. You can see.
We're at the GMC dealer in South Bend, Indiana, and look at this. Absolutely incredible snowfall, dumping very quickly.
a new band of lake-effect snow was clobbering the Vernon Hills and Mundelein areas. While snow is still falling in parts of northwest Indiana, here are some of the snow totals from the past 24 hours that are being reported by the National Weather Service for the Chicago area as of 2:20 p.m. Heavy lake effect snow pummeled neighborhoods across northwest Indiana, including in St. John, where at least 10 inches fell during the storm, at times causing whiteout conditions. It was just a blizzard. It was crazy, Francisco Miranda said. I've never seen anything like it in years. The large amount of snow in Lake County, Illinois, caught many people off guard. Before the winter storm hit, it was hard to know exactly what to expect. So some people said they prepared for the worst, hoped for the best, and preparations paid off.
This afternoon, it's like maybe 2 to 6 p.m. Central Time, but it'll be farther east. Probably over there by LaPorte, maybe even getting into South Bend and then up the lake shore into Michigan. But these are easily inch to inch and a half per hour snowfall rates here.
A few miles north in Winthrop Harbor, public works crews continued their own clearing work on Monday after a long night. As the morning commute began Monday, hazardous driving conditions led to spinouts and crashes thanks to slick, slushy roadways and poor visibility in some areas. The Chicago Department of Streets and Sanitation deployed its snow plow fleet overnight to keep major roads clear. More than 250 salt spreaders were deployed Sunday night into Monday morning. The fleet focused on addressing snow and ice along DuSable Lakeshore Drive and the city's arterial routes. Residents can see the snow fleet in action at express buses were not running on DuSable Lakeshore Drive early Monday morning. Beyond the city, some expressways were treacherous to the point of being impassable as of 4:30 a.m. Poor to no visibility was reported on parts of I-57 south of Chicago and I-65 in Indiana, where there is no overhead lighting.
We can't even see all the way down Wacker.
What the heck is going on? It's literally November 9th. And
he's walking out to
Numerous cars within the ditch, and motorists were advised to stay away. Indiana State Police SGT Glenn Fifield advised commuters to reduce their speed, and had a word of caution for anyone who might not have a choice but to get on the roads Monday morning. Don't plan on getting to where you're going anytime soon, Fifield said. Expect it to take extra time to get where you're going. Fifield also advised motorists to pack water, food, and blankets in case they get stranded. He added that anyone who ends up getting involved in a crash needs to stay in their vehicle until first responders arrive, as getting out of the car and standing around along the expressway can be dangerous and even deadly. Meanwhile, O'Hare International Airport was closed to non-scheduled operations and general aviation overnight during the snowstorm. A total of 288 flights had been canceled at O'Hare as of 8:50 a.m., while 132 flights have been canceled at Midway International Airport.